All right, we're going to be taking a look at a bronze EUS jungler. We're going to be taking a look at a Kayn game. Looks like he went red Kayn, I'm assuming. If you're ever going Conquer on Kayn, it's red Kayn, obviously. If you're going Dark Harvest or Electrocute, it is blue Kayn. Even these days, neither one really takes Electrocute. You're up against a bunch of melees. If there's 3 or more melees, it's generally a good game for red Kayn, especially if you're playing anywhere from iron to platinum. Red Kayn's really good. Games tend to last longer. Blue Kayn in the true late game is actually pretty crappy once you see and he dies. Your rune setup isn't bad, but there's really no reason to go for the resolve. This is kind of a higher elo thing, and it's really not necessary on Kayn. Warwick can do this in higher elo to guarantee winning his scraps on like Scuttle Crab, dragons, that type of thing by going Revitalize. For Kayn and red Kayn, this is not necessary for your secondary runes. You just want to go for Domination Tree and get the Ravenous Hunter. It's OP, and Sudden Impact also OP. But other than that, looks good. Looks like you EQ'd. I like it. That means you're doing a full clear, which is perfect for low mid elo. You're going to be doing that like every single game. Getting a guaranteed advantage. Yeah, level order looks fine. Q max and W max in the E max. Looks pretty gosh darn standard, my guy. Really nothing to complain about there. So the items, you went for the Gore Drinker Rush into a Sterix, into a Spirit Visage. That's fine. Against their team, I probably would have just gone Black Cleaver second item, to be honest. Black Cleaver, I think, would have been better because they have the Zac. But Sterix is a really overloaded item. It doesn't look like you got Black Cleaver this game. I think it would have been worth because your team had the Garen Ezreal, so that would have been really beneficial for them. But you just ended up going for Spirit Visage. That's fine though. These items look pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and jump into game. We have it pulled up right here. I think you probably didn't lay a ward and grab Sweeper, from what I can tell. Probably had a late start, so take a peek at that. Yeah, if you do want to climb though, Kayn's a really good option. He's really freaking strong. He counters every single jungler in the game if they don't pressure him. If the enemy jungler never has a meaningful invade on you, you just legit beat them. Kayn is that strong. Holy crap. That is loud. All right, here we go. So the first thing you did was rush out to get vision. They do have the Morgana, so there is a, if they have like a hard CC level 1 sub for like Morgana or Lux or Blitzcrank or Thresh, that type of thing, they're a strong chance they're going to invade. So this is fine. Normally you would want to watch this side of the map. You just rush straight out of base into this bush. You start your recall around the 54-second mark, lay your ward as your recall is finishing. But you're out here. I don't never do this. Never want to blind. If you're entering in a neutral bush, especially late, you never want to blind face check like this. Like, even if you rushed out here immediately from base, they could already be in this bush. Like, all 5 of them could be in here for all you know. And then you die. Because they would have seen you walk in. So, not too crazy about this. I wouldn't have done that. You do get, yeah, this is too dangerous. Whenever you see junglers do this, it's generally higher elo, but they do it on this side because it's away from the bot lane. This, you're risking their bot lane, all 5 people, but when you do it on top side, it's likely to only be the jungler or just their top laner or the jungle and top. You know what I mean? Like, this is super, super dangerous. I would not have done that. But yeah, getting a ward down to know where they start is great, especially against a jungler like Zac who can start in multiple different places. It is definitely a good idea. So you get your ward down. You still could back. As long as you don't start your recall later than the 55-second mark, you could still back and get your sweeper. So I would have definitely backed and gotten my sweeper. You might as well have it for your gank to know if your gank's going to be successful or not. You're queuing into the wall. Just carries my stuff right there. You basically cancel like a 10th of your Q animation. It's worth doing. It's just only so beneficial. Queuing through, you're saving your smite. I mean, all I'm gonna say is you better be finishing your clear before 3:15. I finished my clear around 3:12, 3:13. And I smite the big golem, so hopefully we're making this smite go to good use. We E through, I like it. Is your Q up? Are you just like randomly autoing things when your Q's up? Okay, so your Q's technically down here. You're just gonna Q into the wall, hopefully. So you're doing that little pull trick. All right, you practiced that, but I don't think you hit the blue with both parts of your thing. You might have, it's hard to tell. So you finish this. Let's see when you do. You pull it, I like it. This definitely doesn't look like a bronze player. The way you're pulling things together, it's good. You've clearly rehearsed this, that's good. I will say you are a little low on health, but if you can finish your full clear before 315 and you're below plat, that is really good. Nice job, man. You have the smite charge, awesome. That was honestly, that was a really good clear. Nice job, man. I'm really impressed that you could pull that off in your elo. I'd fight him to the death. Yeah, immediately I wouldn't even throw out W. If you're in range to auto attack or Q, you never ever W unless you're in the bush and they don't see you. But if you're already in range to auto and Q and they already have seen you, you don't want to W because they might juke it or dodge it. Just flash it. Kill them immediately. So here's the thing. You wanted the kill anyways, like you were willing to go all in for it. Your E's on cooldown. You might as well just flash the wall to get vision to see where he is and to stay on top of him, because you could flash Q on top, but instead we have to wait, and now we haven't used our Q, and then he starts to get away from us. I don't know if we get the kill here. Yeah, this is, I would probably walk here and Q over the wall. That's rough. The only thing I would say here is don't throw out your W when you're already in range to Q them, especially if they've seen you. Like especially if you imagine if I'll go back and we'll see what he does, but I'll slow it down for you. This is a little bit nitpicky. I mean, honestly, your clear was solid. You were a little low on health, but your clear timing was pretty damn good for this elo. Not gonna lie. You Q over. I like queuing around to whenever you're trying to get around the map on Kayn, especially when you're not on your E. Queuing is really efficient for just walking around. Try to mentally avoid using your Q when you're in a weird spots. Like you're in his jungle and you're probably gonna run into him, right? So we don't want to just randomly be using Q. And in this case, we'd actually want to just hold on to it. Like imagine if we were here and then we had our Q up. So I think that's why you W'd. But I still don't like using the W. He kind of walked into it. I would have rather just walked into the bush, started autoing him. A little unfortunate. We should have just flashed sooner and we would have had the kill. He pulled you really deep into his jungle, set it up for the Zed. That play you did inadvertently got your mid laner killed. It's still her fault for dying there, but it's just like this chain reaction, the butterfly effect. The best thing you got going for you so far is that clear. That clear is pretty solid. E through, you're coming in behind. Q, beautiful. Just walk with him, walk with him. W. Nice. I like how you actually queued first. You were patient and waited for your Q, which put you closer. The closer you are with your W, the harder it is to miss generally. And you got more guaranteed damage. Nice job. That was awesome. Because if you W'd and missed, you weren't going to land your next Q. That was really patient. I would E sooner. Every single time your E's up, you're generally going to be using it, especially if you're just farming. So here you would have used it immediately and just kind of went through. But we have our E up, we're not using it. We still have it, we're not using this bad boy. We're saving this E for next game. See the Zeddy's level 6, you don't want to fight that. You can grab that wave though. If a wave is like more than one, if it's 6 minions or more, it's worth grabbing. If it's only like 3 or 4 minions, you don't have to. But I'd say 5 or more minions, you want to grab that wave, boy. That's like two or 3 monster camps with the XP. I will skip forward. Oh, that was weird. I don't know what you're doing there. That was very strange. So you look for the gank. Whenever you're clearing on full clear junglers, it's very important that you look around. Karthus, Evelyn, Kayn. You're really only going to be ganking your two closest lanes. So in this case, mid and top. You see nothing's mid. Bada boom. We see top. He's level 7. Do we really want to fight this? Probably not. I don't think I'd go for this. If he R's you, you're just going to die. Unless you're close to a wall. If he R's you and you're close to the wall, you'll be fine. But this is... I'm not crazy about this, honestly. He should just R you and kill you. He's saving his R for next game. Or it's on cooldown. I guess it's on cooldown. If you knew his R was on cooldown, then that play was fine. You got some red essence. Got the kill. You're hitting a really late level 6, my friend. If you're hitting level 6 at the 8-minute mark on a full clear jungler, that's trouble. Especially your first clear was so good. I think that goes to show how far behind this play puts you. Also, if you do have a successful gank, generally you want to stay and push the wave. We're hitting a really late level 6. If you see their jungler ever topside, just take dragon. Once you're like level 5 and up, just grab it. You can take it pretty comfortably. He gets the kill. He's kind of low. You're going to assume his R and ignites down, so this plays okay. The W was a little forced. Ideally, we want to... I'm a little surprised he went red smite. Generally, you're going to be going blue smite. Blue smite's a lot easier to use because you can instantly R. So if a Morgana snare is flying at your face, you can instantly blue smite somebody and then R them and live. Red smite, not so much. You got to auto them first, so... A little surprised to see you going red smite. I prefer blue smite. Blue smite's a little bit easier to use. You go through this little wall. I like it. After you Q onto him here, just hit him with an auto attack. I know it's really tempting to W, but just like you did bot lane, be patient. Hit him with an auto attack. You have red buff auto slow and then W. Just auto W. If you center your W over him after you red buff auto slow him, he can't dodge it. So we W, we missed it. Honestly, if you just Q red smite auto R, he's dead. So if you like red smite auto R him here, Q or whatever, he's dead. He's dead. It should have been dead. I don't know. I think we were just we didn't want to commit, and then we wanted to commit because he's really low. Our Q's up. I think we just R'd a little too early is what happened. We are right when our Q is up. Ideally on Kayn, if you're not R'ing to like avoid certain death, like a Morgana snare or a Thresh hook, ideally you want to put all of your abilities on cooldown first. That way, when you're inside of them, they're coming off a cooldown anyways. But in this case, if we would have Q'd first, we would have hit him with Q1, the Q2, and he would have lost an extra, that's like 200 damage or something. And then I think we would have had the kill. So I think we just R'd a little prematurely there. But not the end of the world. We're building into our Gore Drinker first item. You can go Lucidities, Mercs, or Plated Steel Caps against their team. I think we took Tenacity anyway, so we could probably just get away with Lucidity Rush. Speeds up your clears, makes you nasty. I like going for the Dragon. You do have mid prio. I don't know where Zac is, so in that aspect, I don't like it. But being someone who plays a lot of Zac doesn't generally just rush dragons randomly. I don't know what's going on, but apparently the replay is freaking out hard here. So I'm going to try to never rewind again. Because it thought you were in a Mord R. That's really tragic. So we get the dragon. Ideally, when you go for dragons, you want to know where the enemy jungler is. Or if you don't know where they are, you want to have full lane prio. So in this case, when you went for dragon, Katarina has prio, but your bot lane doesn't. And then as you're actually starting it, Katarina, I thought she recalled. Maybe I'm blind, but I guess it's not the end of the world. She did have heavy mid lane prio, so I guess it's fine. I actually thought she recalled. This could be a dive setup. You need to get the wave pushing in. W from the wall. Not crazy about it. Just Q out first. Just get your Q on her. Get more damage out. You're not blue Kayn. That's more of a blue Kayn thing. Blue Kayn likes to W out of walls. Sets up his combos. Normal Kayn, not so much. You have to stand still to cast your W. Blue Kayn doesn't. On red Kayn and normal Kayn, your W isn't really your combo starter. It's more of something you land when you know you can land it. Or if they're CC'd. Yeah, there's just no reason to throw it out that early. Alright, you get the kill. The thing is, your Q just does so much more damage, and we're maxing our Q first anyway, so... Ideally, we're putting our Q on cooldown first, especially since our W can miss. I mean, it's only doing 170 damage. It's doing barely any more damage than your auto attack. Like, it's doing 25 more damage at this point. So, just keep that in mind. I do like how you multi-farm your camps. You've clearly watched a lot of Kayn gameplay. You see the Mord top, check his items. You could probably solo him, to be honest, if your R were up. If you're getting in a Mord R, if your R's up, you can just go inside of him and time most of it out. I would probably W immediately is when he's coming out of his R. If your teammate's about to die, it's fine to W early, but I'd probably be in the bush so he can't see it. You Q'd first, that's fine. No reason to rush the W though. Yeah, I mean, that's another reason for Blue Smite. Blue Smite makes it really easy to land your W's if you're gonna be playing red Kayn. You might have to go inside of him. If you are gonna use your R, once again, remember, you're using it to dodge stuff or to stay on top of people. It's a gap closer, and it's also a dodge tool. It's both. So you would have wanted to save this for his next Q. The next time he went to Q you, you would have used it. So you would have dodged a bunch of damage, and you would have just beaten him. But now we're not really dodging anything with it, per se. Looks like we're still going to win it, though. Cool. You run away, go through the wall. Fun fact. If you're fighting Master Yi, red Kayn's one of his biggest counters. Whenever he Qs you and you're in the wall, like let's say you're trying to get away, so you're trying to go to your turret. When you're in the wall, if you just make sure you're technically not over half of it, so if you're like right here or less, it'll spit him out on this side of it, and then you'll get through to the other side before it forces you out since you're getting hit by an enemy champion. So it's actually really easy to deal with Master Yi on Kayn, in my opinion. When you just understand how his E mechanic and wall works, how you can choose which side Master Yi ends up on, he can basically never chase you. It's impossible. You just flip through the wall and he's screwed. Scaling up nicely. Now this, throwing out raw W's when they don't know where you are, I like it. So that was a good attempt, even though we messed it up. If you know you can't get a kill, don't be afraid to farm. Your R is on cooldown as well, and you're not full item. So I have nothing against farming here. Maybe path into this bot. You see they're low. Let's go grab that. I'm going for the red buff. See some action going on mid lane. I like it. I like how you didn't just throw out a W. Throwing out W would have been risky because if you dodged it, Q. Nice. Not bad. Not bad at all. Just remember, Zach and his blobs are all going towards the same spot. So you could actually set up... it's really... You just have to stand properly. So here, you didn't even need to auto this one again. You would have just walked to this one and then queued back in. Yeah, so you queued. Alright, it's fine. Not bad. Not bad at all. That Q is on such a short cooldown right now. You could kill him. Nice. I think your red smite's gonna finish him off. Cool. While Zach's dead, you should take some camps. Since you just got a kill, in my opinion, you should just take Dragon. I know your camps are up, but you have full mid prio, full bot prio, Zed's dead. Just take the drag. No reason to prolong it. Nice. That is perfect W. Whenever you're fighting multiple people, you generally save it for stuff like this. You're just queuing and auto attacking, but when they both line themselves up, the odds of them both dodging it are slim. So yep, perfect. Beautiful. I like it. Q through. Beautiful, beautiful. That was really good. That's probably the best fight I've seen so far. And you didn't R early either. You really just held on to it because you're not doing damage. When you're inside of them, you're not doing anything. So you generally don't use it early. Use it as a gap closer or a dodge tool or both. It's really good for diving dem turrets. Got the gore drinker. You're ready to have 1 versus 9. Always clearing to your gank. So here you'd be looking top. You'd be looking mid. Okay, you see the Mord. You check his items. Like, all right, he's a full item. I'm a full item, but my champ's OP, so I win. And you do. You'd crush him. As long as your R's up. Even if he has R, it shouldn't matter. Just save your R to block a Q or save it once he's already ulted you. No. If you're already behind them, if you don't, once again, your W is only if it's free or if you have to. You didn't have to. You were already behind him. You were being a goofball. Q into him. They're fighting it out. Garen's getting absolutely smashed. I don't know how. That was weird. It didn't even look like he dodged that. This is fine to throw it out because you're doing it to save a life. This is you had to. This was not free, but you had to save a life in this case. You R'd way too early. He was not away from you. If you're in auto attack range, there's no reason to R there. If he were to flash away, then you could just R to stay on top, but we R'd way too early. Your R also gives you, so like we said, it's a gap closer and a dodge tool. It also heals you a crap load. It's a heal, dodge, and a gap close. We didn't use it for any of those reasons though. We didn't need to heal, we didn't need a gap close, and I don't even think we're dodging anything there. Yep, he loses. Your champ's stronger. And then he had flash and we couldn't stay on top. See a fight's going on down here. I'd collapse on that. I'd give up the dive, maybe grab Herald. It's probably too late to grab it actually. It's gonna disappear. It's gone, my friend. You're not gonna get it. I think it's 1954. Yeah, in 1954, the Baron steals it like a rat. I hate it. Basically, if you don't start Herald before 1920, you're not going to get it. The first Herald you should get before the 13-minute mark, so you can get the second one. They're on a 6-minute spawn timer. Wait, you got it? What? I am so confused. How? In what world? I am shocked that it gave it to you. I guess you got it just a few seconds before it was gone. Wow. So even though it was like 1 second from killing the Herald and it disappearing, since you technically killed the Herald, it leaves the eye there. Nice job, dude. That's insane. You guys barely got that. Nice kill. Just stay here now. Even if the enemies are 4-man group mid, they can't out base race you with Herald, so you just force them to come to you now. Lay the Herald. Yep. Don't lay it on the first one, lay it here on the second one. It's fine to leave at this point since they're grouping back underneath their turrets. I'll take your camps on the way out. I'll take this. You saw Zed, so now you're not going to go for Raptors. That's fine. Just run away. You can queue over any small or thin wall. You got your Sterix. Sterix freaking OP. Here, I would be fine. Once again, if they can't see you, it's fine to throw out a W. But like you kind of did it when you didn't need to. You should have just queued onto him, in my opinion. You queue Gore Drinker, E through the wall. If your E's off cooldown, or you could just R him here if your R's up. If you're dealing with a slippery champion like LeBlanc and Zed, once they're low on health and your R is going to kill them, it's generally good to use it so they don't get away. Nice. Good job. You just got to pick. You don't need to do red buff right now. You guys could honestly just do Baron. For some reason, John is split pushing. Since Zed's dead, you guys push Baron, take vision, you start it, and if they fight, you just kill them all. You're so strong right now. You don't need to pill. I'd say just kill these two goobers. You should Q into her, set up a double knockup, win the game. You don't want to focus their tank when no one's going to help you. Just kill the squishies like this. Q into her. Yep, beautiful. Double knockup. Yep, perfect. Red's, I don't like red smite, but you did it. Not too shabby. You R'd him a little prematurely. If someone has a dash startup animation like a Tristana or a Zac, you don't necessarily have to R preemptively. If it's a really fast dash like a Zed though, it's okay to. But against Zac, you don't have to until he actually starts his E animation. You Q through, didn't quite pinch. Q. Whenever you're fighting people, several people like this, it's good to Q towards a wall if you're still hitting them, because now you can E in the wall and heal and get away. So you didn't even have to do that. If you had to run, you could have just E'd, held center through wall and been fine. Probably Q flash, auto attack red smoke, bada boom, she's a goner. Yeah, this game's over. You won, dude. You see the true powers of Red Kayn at its finest. If they have 3 or more melee champs, Red Kayn's a 1v9 champ. Absolute 1v9. You're turbo carrying this, dude. Focus their damage dealers first. You don't want to focus their tanks first. The Zac can't kill you. If you stood there for like 20 seconds, Zac still probably couldn't kill you, but... Well, maybe. Maybe for 20, maybe like 15 he couldn't. But you need to kill their... If you're already on their backline, just kill it. Like, Q into her. Leave the Zac. Zac doesn't matter. Oh, you let Ezreal die. Get the knockup. Push it in the way. Fight this guy. You're just scrapping it out now, man. You're a Shin. Yep, going in the wall is fine, or you can just R him and time him out. Once again, your R is a heal, gap closer, and a dodge. Try to get at least 2 out of 3 of those values when you use it. So here you don't even need to. You just keep scrapping, and if you start to get too low, then you can already heal back up. I'd probably do it, yep. I come out immediately. If your cooldowns are up, and if it's an easy setup like this, just come out immediately and W. Like your cooldowns are up, you come out. Something you should know, if you have a multi-W, you should do that first. And it's especially easy to do it when you come out of your R, because it's hard for them to conceptualize where you'll be and how fast you'll be there when you spit out them. So here, you should have spat yourself up here instead of there. You put yourself too tight against the wall. You should have been more centered, slightly centered, like here. And then you would have landed a triple knockup into a Q. But here, it was a mistake to Q first. You should just W Q'd, and then they're literally all would have died. You chase down Q Gorge Inker. I like how you use the Gorge Inker. That's generally how you use it. Is every single time it's up, you pretty much just Q Gorge Inker because the extra damage it gives. Unless they have absurd damage, you don't really need to save Gorge Inker just for the healing aspect because it's on such a short cooldown. I guess you felt like you had to W to get to him, so that's fine. Q to stay on top. Yep. W. You pull back. I like it because the turret. You stay on top of the Zac because he pulls forward too far. Just Q into him. Yep. 80 Ks. Ooh. That was a little painful to see. Happens. Just run him down, bro. Just go through the turret. Press E. Don't be afraid to use your E in combat. Even if you're... I think it's only a second and a half. Yeah. So if you're being attacked, you can only E for a second and a half. That's a long time. 40% second and a half move speed. Still really damn good. You can knock him out of the air, by the way. If he's in the air, you can just W him. So if he's coming right at you, just press W. He loses. You can kill them under turret. Kill the Kai'Sa, though. Kai'Sa's free. You could take like 10 turret shots and not even die. Turret doesn't matter. Trying to kill the Mord, I see. This is why Black Cleaver is a really good second item on Red Kayn. You're shredding their armor, and it makes it easier for your whole team to kill them, like for the Garen and Ezreal in particular, since they're AD. Sterix is a little greedy. Second item on Red Kayn, it's not bad, but generally It is Black Cleaver's second item, Red Kayn. Especially if they have tanks. They kind of have Bruiser, tank. Q into him, W. That's fine. You're in point blank range, so it's fine to W here. QW is generally the way to do it. Especially when there's multiple of them on it that you might hit. I think you just win here, man. Nice job taking Dragon. Nice job pulling out a base. You probably should have gone for Baron, though. If you kill several of them and you're already near it, just take the Baron. Barons and Dragons, if they're free, you take it. If turrets are free, you take it. So your team starts Baron for you. How nice of them. You got a little bit greeted out for their monster camps. Mord shows up. He's just solo inting. He's desperate. Their team, honestly, is a really good late game comp other than the Mord. But Red Kayn is just so... It's... As someone who plays Zac, I know that Red Kayn's really bad for Zac. So I'd say... In this particular case, Zac actually doesn't scale in this game. Because you just perma kill him. You knock him out of his jump, and he can't kill you, and you heal off of him. It's bad. As long as you don't get hit by Mork Snare and everything else, like, they can't kill you. You can just do whatever you want. You could go dive them right now if you wanted to. Yep. Yeah, don't start out your combos with W's though. You're not blue Kayn. Red Kayn and normal Kayn have to stand still. If you want a W and if you're in range to auto or Q, just Q then W, or just hold it. Just Q and auto and then R, and wait to use your W. A lot of the times on normal Kayn and Red Kayn, not using your W is better than using it because your auto attack does as much damage as it anyways. So here, you see how she's like lining herself up against the Nexus? If you throw out a W this way, she has nowhere to juke. If she stands stills or goes left, it hits. So that's what I say, like when it's free, if they're already CC'd or if they do like a bad movement, like you can just toss it out. Bop that turret, bro. Give that turret a bop. I could definitely see you getting to that gold or plat on Kayn. Okay. Biggest things I saw this game is, number one, you were forcing random stuff. Even when you knew you weren't going to get a kill, especially when you were before 6, you're going to random ganks where you probably weren't even going to get to hit the enemies. You don't want to show yourself on the map if you know you're not going to get a kill out of it, or if you're not going to get a crap load of essence and most likely a kill. But ultimately, if it's not going to be a kill, it's not really worth it. Other than that, your initial clear was really good. You hit a super late level 6. You hit level 6 at like the 8-minute mark, which means you messed up somewhere, which was on the Zac fight. You were greedy with your flash. You waited to use it super late to where you had your Q up for like 2 or 3 seconds when it wasn't getting used. In early game, that's a big deal. So flash sooner. Don't be greedy. You thought you were going to get to keep your flash, which is pointless. If you use your flash and you get a kill and live, it's worth 100% of the time. Other than that, it was pretty solid. Your items were decent. I probably would have gone Black Cleaver second item this game since they have basically 2 tanks. Other than that, man, I could definitely see you climbing on a Kayn. Best of luck.